Divorced Dad Diaries, day 142, and last night I went on a date to Beers in Christchurch. Just kidding, they were full. I've never actually made a reservation at any of the restaurants I've gone to prior to now, so this is the first time I turned up and there were just no tables. It was about 7 p.m. So lesson learned, next time I'll book a table. But at her recommendation, we went to Jimmy's Smokehouse instead, which is just outside the Riverside Market, keeping in line with the whole, barbecue meats kind of vibe. They actually had like a special on. If you go there on Father's Day on Sunday with your dad, you get like a $30 voucher or something. So there's a recommendation for anyone who's looking for somewhere. They have a cool cocktail menu. They've got like platters, your typical sort of barbecue platters for 2 people. They've also got like an all-you-can-eat feast for like $55, which is also like discounted for kids, so I might have to take some kids back here at some point. But we ended up getting the pork belly and the lamb shoulder with spicy barbecue and a couple of Kyoto iced teas. The pork belly was melt in your mouth, absolutely divine, like 10 out of 10. The only thing that was really missing was the crackling. It didn't really have like a thick layer of crackling, I noticed. The lamb shoulder was really well done. It was crisp on the outside, but not actually properly well done. It was still a little bit pink in the middle, so it was easy to eat. I absolutely loved the spicy barbecue sauce as well. Chips were a little bit underdone, but the flavour was great. Garlic bread was great. Coleslaw was great. All in all, I was really happy. And those meals were about $40 each, and we both took like half of it home because there was so much left over. They were such big portions. The Kyoto iced tea cocktail was certainly different. It was like a lemon, lime and bitters, almost, with a stronger bitter flavour. It was really easy to drink, you couldn't even taste the alcohol. It was a dangerous cocktail, and because it wasn't too sweet, you'd be able to smash back like half a dozen. So, did the date go well? Yes it did. She bought me a whisk. I mean, she watches her videos, she knows I needed something, she bought it for me. It's very cute, I love that. Really, I don't need to speak too much more on that subject because I'm not the only party involved. But let's talk a bit about the dating in a generic sense. Because last time I was dating when I was 20 years old, I never really went on a proper date, per se. I've never actually been on a dinner date until last night. My ex-wife and I, we would go out on dinner dates, but I think our first one that we went on was for our 1-year anniversary. Otherwise, our version of a dinner date was walking through the McDonald's drive-thru at 2 a.m. in the morning. So there's a difference because there's that sort of adult aspect and actually having a job and being able to do things. On top of that, I never really thought about the time aspect. It's quite limiting being a single father going out on dates. Part of that is because I know that my kids are only going to be kids for so long. They're only going to be kids for about 20% of their life, and I want to spend as much time as possible with them while they're kids. So if I have the option to choose to hang out with my kids or hang out with someone else, I'm going to choose the kids every time. But what that also means is that I'm unavailable at least 50% of the time, and usually Mondays and Tuesdays I'm so exhausted that the idea of going out on a day, I'll probably be just tired. Which leaves me with 5 days a fortnight. But so far she's been really understanding, so that's great. But the food doesn't end there. Because I've got my work lunch today at the Lone Star Spitfire over by the Christchurch airport, where of course I'm bringing my mum along, because, why not? They've recently changed their lunch menu. They seem to have simplified it since last time I've been here. She ordered half a kilo of mussels. I ordered the Lone Star burger, which you can now just get on its own without chips, which is great because I had lamb shoulder for breakfast this morning and I was still quite full by the time lunch came around. I don't think you need me to do a review on Lone Star. Lone Star, in my opinion, is like the McDonald's of restaurants. That's not to say it's bad, of course. I love McDonald's, but it's, it's Lone Star. It's solid, it's good. You get what you expect, really. But there's still more food to come, isn't there? Because we've got to do dinner. So this time it was over to Lincoln, to the laboratory, which is actually really interesting. It's this place that's it's a brewery, it's a pub, but it also has a cinema in it called the Apollo. But the whole thing is just really rustic vibes. I love the old brick building. And the vibes continue inside, tables with mismatched chairs. I had this cool lamp on my table, which could actually turn on and off. And then the menu, they had these really cool, almost like the little tiles from the periodic table of elements dotted all throughout the menu, continuing that laboratory theme. Because they've got a brewery, of course they have all their own beers there. So naturally, because I'm a bit of a basic bitch when it comes to beer, I just got a lager, which I enjoyed immensely. It was really easy to drink. While my mum got herself a mocktail, she got herself a Sunset, which just looked fantastic, really. The actual food menu itself, I ended up skipping over most of it because the pizza menu, that's what drew my eye. I'd had a big breakfast, a big lunch, and I thought, why not just split a pizza? So me and Mum, we split the carne pizza, which has pepperoni chicken, venison salami, mozzarella cheese, barbecue sauce. It's almost like a meat lovers, really. And I got to eat it off this cute little blue plate. Mum was actually telling me this anecdote about someone she knows who has taken all their plates that they inherited from grandparents out of the attic and they actually eat off of them because there's this sort of mindset of, oh, you don't want to use them in case you break them, but like, what's the point of having plates if you're not going to use them? And I was like, yeah, fair enough, I can see that. And that's what that little blue plate reminded me of, was just that those really old plates that you'd see in like your grandparents' cabinet like decades ago, probably still today if they've got them displayed. But she tends to be an early sleeper, early riser, so I'll probably end up just playing Xbox tonight, and then tomorrow we'll continue the adventure, and I will catch you there on the flip side.